Welcome back to Under the Lights podcast. I'm joined by my 3 co-hosts and our special guest, Kale. Kale, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, Kale, where are you from?
From L&M. I don't know how you guys like that.
Not very much.
Yeah, I don't think you guys like that.
Little backstory about Kale. I actually used to hate him when I was a kid because he went to L&M. But now we're cool. We're cool.
Even though we were family, you still hated him.
Yeah. Like third cousins.
So obviously you transferred here. Was there any other options there, or how'd that work?
After my freshman year, I was actually thinking about transferring to Winfield. I had some buddies I was hanging out with all summer, and that's why I was going to go to Winfield. Obviously, that did not end up happening. I came to Columbus, and I really liked that I chose Columbus over Winfield.
So you like it here?
I really like it here.
What's different from being here than over there?
In sports especially, like the energy level is so much higher. Everybody wants to win. They buy in, and it's just a great atmosphere to be in.
Oh, yeah. So, obviously, we had a game last Friday. How'd it feel going against your old team?
It felt amazing. I was very nervous about it. Just last year didn't go how I wanted it to. Just my old school, possibly the last time I played football at L&M on that field, and it was just amazing beating them.
So we know it was a pretty good game, 55-14. How'd you guys feel during that?
I felt great. It was a fun time. The whole game was just energy level high. It was just so fun. Can't wait to do it next Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, same. I mean, I had a great time. I was a little nervous at the beginning, but it's all good, you know. We came out strong and just put them down. Ended their game right in the beginning, and it was over for them. You could tell they were just like heads down, everything, and it was over for them. Just get whipped. I'm sorry.
Beat them mentally and physically.
Oh yeah, it was
definitely.
terrible for them.
David, as a viewer, what did you see during the game?
I saw a lot of confidence, discipline. Repetition's a big one. You could definitely tell that you guys have been practicing exactly what you wanted to do in that game, and it went in your guys' favor. So,
Jeff, as the quarterback, what were your looks during the game?
I thought we just beat them in every aspect of the game. I mean, there's not many statistics wise where they beat us. I don't think they might have had more tackles than us. So it's because we weren't on offense very long.
Russ, down there in the trenches, how was it looking for you guys?
It was good. I mean, we beat them down there hard. It was a good game in the trenches. We were just absolutely beating them up, mentally, physically, and it was a bad game for them because you got 6 down linemen on offense, and we were just beating them up there. There was only 4 defensive, or 3 or 4 defensive linemen for them, and they were just getting absolutely housed the whole time. And then you got the 4 horsemen up front for defense, and they were just beating them up all game.
So going to the defensive side of the ball, Kale, how were your looks out there?
I didn't have to do much. I'm a cornerback, and yeah, the linemen, they were just killing the quarterback, running back. They couldn't get a pass off, and when they did, it was not going anywhere because Jeffrey was usually helping me out over there. Because L&M, they have a really good wide receiver and running back, Chris Day. Kid's fast, and I'm not very fast, so I needed a little bit of help.
In case you didn't already know that, Kale's
I'm very slow.
Jeff, going to you, you played outside linebacker. Was that your first time playing outside?
Yeah, I've never played linebacker since youth football, 3rd grade, 4th grade, back when there was no cornerback position. That's why I played linebacker. So yeah, it's totally different playing linebacker. You're more involved with the runs and stuff, and you're less worried about pass. And it was just a total change, but I think I did pretty well.
You like that position now?
Yeah, I do. I do like outside linebacker. My dad played outside linebacker, and love to fill them shoes.
Yes, sir.
Real question is, will he fill those shoes?
Yeah.
I mean, with the sacks I seen he had,
Yeah.
that was, kind of crazy. that kind of threw me off there. So we're going to go into another segment of we're going to vote on player player of the offense, who led there. So let's start off with player of the game overall. Who do you think got MVP there?
Probably Tristan, I would say. He was all over the field on offense and defense. He had a punt return. He had pretty good, I think he had 303 all-purpose yards. He had 2 touchdowns, like I said, a punt return. And he was all over the field on every single play that he was playing in, and he was just doing a great job.
What are you thinking, Cal?
I'm going to have to go with Russell here, Tristan. He was an animal Friday. He was all over the field on defense, making all these tackles. Offense, he was running all over people. He had one catch, I believe, and I don't know if he went for a touchdown or not.
No,
but
it was Daniel.
It was Daniel?
It was Daniel. Was the only catch of the game.
Oh,
Yep.
one of the two. Thought it was Tristan. But anyways, Tristan had, like Russell said, 303 all-purpose yards. Special teams, he had a punt return touchdown. He was all around. Had an amazing game.
Myself, I would have to say the MVP. That's kind of a hard thing to pick there. He was all over the board, so I'd probably go with Tristan. But there's many picks there that can go there. Jeff, what are you thinking?
I'm going to go with Russell Coyle. I think he had one of the best defensive line and offensive line game-wise, in recent memory. He was all over the field. Scored a touchdown, got an interception, scored 40 yards. That 40-yard dash looking pretty quick. And he also got, like I said, that fumble recovery, which he almost had 2 touchdowns in the game. That's just crazy to think about because most linemen don't ever score, and you rarely see it. But when you do see it, it's a fun time.
Honestly, he would have had 2 touchdowns if he showed up to summer lifting. Damon, what are you thinking over there?
I'm gonna have to go with Russ.
Russ,
Boy
big man
was
Russ.
moving.
If only we actually had trophies, but Russell doesn't get very many trophies. So,
Participation.
But I do play the first game of the season. You know what I mean?
yeah, you're right. Okay. That was a little under the skin. On the defensive side of the ball, who would you guys say is the player of the game?
I'm going to have to go with Mr. Riley Kaelberg. Dude was all over the field, captain of the defense. Well, basically the captain. He gets all the plays from our defensive coordinator, Jason Webb King, and he's got to learn all of his funky signs. Some of them, I question why he even does that. Sorry about that. The cat is currently trying to take down the house, it looks like. It sounds like.
Oh, man.
But yeah, Riley was making tackles. He almost had an interception. Maybe if he
dude,
knew
I
how
thought
to
he was going
catch.
to one-hand that.
I thought he was going to one-hand it, but he can't catch with 2 hands. And I was going to catch with 1. So, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, he's my defensive player of the game.
I second that pick, actually. Riley's all over the field. Dude's literally a walking hit stick. Like, he bullies freshmen. Kale, what are you thinking over there?
I'm going to go with Riley as well. He had 8.5 tackles. He had a lot of tackles. He was all over the field. Almost had an interception. Only if he could jump a little higher. That's why he got hit legs.
That is why you got to hit legs.
His calves are very
Says
small.
you, Kale.
Hey. I had a reason not to hit legs for a little bit. Okay?
So did he. He broke his leg.
Yeah.
So I was out 9 months. Let's just say that. He was out.
He was out.
He's just
4.
built different.
He's
Yeah.
literally built different.
You broke a part of your
He's
leg.
huge.
He broke the whole leg. Yeah, think about that,
Actually,
Kale.
Kale didn't break any part. He just tore it.
I'm sorry, he tore his.
I'm breaking it. It's a total.
Good
Pretty
thing
sure
the
his
muscle's not
ACL
that
is-
big anyways.
Pretty sure his ACL is still in North Mahaska, actually.
Yeah, we'll make sure. We don't.
No, we play them at home.
Yeah.
Russ, what are you
Next
thinking
year,
over
Dustin,
there?
go get
I'm gonna have to quadruple that pick. I'm gonna have to go with Riley Kaelberg. Man's an absolute unit. He was all over the field. He was making tackles over here, over there, everywhere. Little rhyme scheme right there. But yeah, I'll have to go with Riley.
Seuss,
Well-
actually.
Yes, sir.
Damon, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna have to go with Jeff. I just didn't want my pick to be the same as your guys', so. No, but
Of
Jeff's
course,
a
he's
dog.
got to be different.
Jeff's a dog.
Jeff is a dog.
Damon's the odd one out. But thank you for your pick, though.
Something we overlook greatly, I say, is special teams. Who would your guys' special teams player?
I'm gonna have to
Of
go
the
with
game.
our kicker, Gabe Zuniga.
Gabe Zuniga.
First varsity game, and he kicked the ball 18 times.
Jesus.
9 kickoffs, we were scoring a lot, so he had to kick off a lot, which is a good problem to have.
Very good problem.
He kicked 8 extra points, making 5 of them, and he also attempted a field goal.
I think the real MVP here is Jeffrey. I mean, look at this man knowing every single
Yeah,
statistic
yeah.
there is.
He already went
Dude,
through all the
dude
stats.
did
He went
stats.
through everything. He analyzed everything down to the
Dude was
kickoff.
probably-
All weekend,
Oh, yeah.
I've been on Varsity Bound and Huddle.
Hey, that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, it is a good thing.
I'll second Jeff's pick. I think. Wait, what do they call him? The Big Awesome.
I'm
Is
not
that
sure.
what Telly calls
That's
him?
what Telly called him.
Yeah, I'd pick the Big Awesome. I mean, he's a freshman stepping up, his first varsity game, and he kicks the ball 18 times. Like, I think my leg would be dead after 18 times.
Your leg's dead after running the ball 2 times.
Okay.
Oh,
shots
fired.
That was good. Okay. Kale, you can now leave the podcast. Okay, Kale, what are you thinking?
I'm going to go with Tristan just because he had a punt return touchdown, had a bunch of tackles on kickoff. He was returning kickoffs, which he only had to do like 1 time because L&M didn't score very much. Yeah, actually, Jeff probably about to say he's going to come in with the stats. Did it 3 times. I'm going to go with Tristan.
They did score twice against our JV.
Our JV.
Hats off to you guys. I know you guys are really excited for that.
Yeah,
I'd
they
love to score
celebrated.
against another team's JV too if I was down 50.
Wow,
Digging.
shots
They're
on
digging a
fire,
deep
dude.
in the cut, dude.
Putting some salt in that wound.
Woo! Russ, what are you thinking?
I'm going to have to triple your guys' pick with the big awesome Gabe Zuniga.
Yeah,
Like you said, 18 kicks, 9 kickoffs, 8 field goals. He might not have made them all, but he was over 50%. And he did a damn good job. He looked pretty good doing it, too.
Oh, he did.
Yep.
Damon?
We're gonna have to go with the entire special teams.
Hey,
You know?
that's a good pick.
Getting the stop on those kickoffs every single time.
Every single time.
That's what we struggled with last year, too.
Yeah, we
That's the
did. We
thing.
did struggle.
Kale
pretty bad.
mentioned that Chris Day's a pretty good athlete. And he had a lot of return yards last year, so we knew coming into this game we had to stop him, and we did a very good job of doing that, I'd say.
Yeah.
Oh, easily. Looking at both sides of the ball, overall, including the game, but looking at both sides of the ball, how are we looking better? Is there areas of improvement? What can we do better?
I think we just need more reps in practice. We got 3 guys in the backfield right now: Riley, Tristan, Cole. Well, we also have Daniel too, and now we will have back Caden. And all of them backfield guys got to learn 3 different positions, which is pretty hard for most people to do. But I have faith that they will learn how to do all 3 of those positions very well.
I know Cole Storm, he knows all 3 positions, and I'm pretty sure he could play quarterback, but I know Caden, he does not like that idea at all. I don't know a lot of people.
Bro just stole what I was about to say. I swear.
I don't think a lot of people would like that. He can stay at running back.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at that. But all the running backs, they have to know multiple positions, and then the receivers also sometimes have to figure those out. And just a lot of reps will help that.
Oh, yeah. Russ, we know you're a lineman. Actually, you might be a running back after that.
I mean, how'd you figure out I was a lineman?
We took a wild guess.
Pretty
I think it was the hat.
Is there any areas of improvement that happen down there?
Yeah.
Or that need to happen?
I mean, there's always room for improvement, always.
Yeah, no one's perfect.
I think when we did our scrimmage that one Friday, and Andy was critiquing our linemen that we have.
Our younger linemen. They're
Yeah.
younger.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about I think we have 3 lineman coaches. We got Travis, Andy, and Telly. Andy, he took it down right to where it needed to be and just leveled with everybody and was like, I'm going to be straight up. This is where we have to be better, and if we're not better here, then things won't go our way. And I think those younger kids and underclassmen, even myself, I looked at that video and I looked at myself while I was blocking, and I watched everybody else's position, and I think we talked about it a little bit too, all of us. And I just said, guys, we got to be better here, and if we're not, then like Andy said.
He also had a few more cuss words to go in there. But
Yeah.
Yeah, just a
We
few
shall
more.
not
Just a
insert
few
those
more.
cuss words.
Insert the bleeps.
But yeah, we were talking. I think in that game we did all the things that we needed to as linemen, and that's one of the main reasons that we had all those points is because we allowed our running backs to have some wide open holes and just
Call them highways right there.
yes, sir.
Damon, obviously you seen us play last year. You showed up to our homecoming game, which we popped off that game. But what's the difference from our last homecoming game to our opening season game? What are some differences you saw?
I'm seeing that the team this year is they work better together and they're more confident. You know, I mean, not taking anything away from last year's team, but like you guys were confident, but like this team just works well together. They go in, they execute, get stuff done, and they got the result they wanted to on Friday.
Exactly. I kind of want to talk about these younger linemen we got. We got Payne White, who stepped up and is now varsity center.
First varsity game. Did a great job.
How'd he do down there? Was he pretty solid?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think we only had, me and him, we only had one bad snap. And last year that was a pretty big issue for us. Not calling you out or anything, Robert, but we didn't do too hot there.
Yeah.
But this year under center, things changed. It's a lot easier to get the snap, and you can do a lot more things under center. It opens up a lot more new plays, and when you hand the ball off, you don't have to run 5 yards to get to the line of scrimmage.
That is so true.
I think Peyton's doing a terrific job. He's a younger kid. He's a sophomore, I think, and he was in off season lifts. You know, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday with the coaches and everybody, and he was getting in there, putting in work. He was working hard, and honestly didn't think he was going to be the center. I thought I was going to, but the coaches put him there, and I was kind of eerie about it at first, but seeing him play last night, he did a hell of a job.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
He definitely came around.
Yep.
And he's looking solid as well. Now that that's done and over with, obviously we're looking to next week. Next week we play Highland at Highland. Jesus. Because we played them at home last year. What preparations and what steps are we going to take into getting a good game there?
I think everyone's just got to be working hard. We need to get in better shape. Just keep a daily grind. Don't get tired of it, and don't get too cocky in our heads. We did beat L&M, but Highland's a different team. New week, we need to refresh our minds and then get back to work, watch film, know what their tendencies are, and then what we're going to do to stop it. And I think everyone just needs to focus up.
Yep.
I think the main thing we need to focus on is staying humble here. We can't just completely write them off. They played East Buchanan last Friday. They did not come out on their side at all. They lost 54-0, and they are missing a few key players that graduated. Have you guys seen film?
Yeah.
You watch film?
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I think they're kind of like L&M in that situation. They have a lot of younger guys, maybe don't have as much experience, and they're going to need a lot more reps. But part of that is East Buchanan is a very good team. They made it to the Dome last year, pretty sure.
Yeah.
And can't take that away from them. That they played a very good team, and anyone can lose badly to a very good team.
That's very true.
I almost forgot the question. What was it?
At least he's honest. Highland, going into Highland.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I watched film earlier today, and I was looking. They got a couple guys that look like they could be a problem if we don't get it locked down. Like you said, we got to stay humble. We got to be focused about everything. And in this week of practice, like last year, I feel like we kind of wrote them off, thought it was going to be a cakewalk, and it just wasn't. And everybody realized that when we started the game. So we need to stay humble here, and you gotta embrace the suck, is what our coaches always say.
That's very true.
Going back to last year for Highland and just overall during the season, last year I do not think we won 2 games in a row. And that's one thing we struggled with. We would win a game, and then we get a big head, and we'd not think much about the next week, and then we go out and we would not play a good game. This year, we know we did this last year, so we need to stay humble, do hard work this week, and I think we can come out on top this week and actually get back-to-back wins.
So actually throwing it back to last year, do you guys remember what that score was?
It was like 38-20 or something.
It was not.
It wasn't
a
a very good game.
It was not a good game at all. So obviously we're coming in here with seeking a lot of revenge. This week, actually, I come back and I get to play my first game. How do you think this will help us?
I mean, if you think about it, right, in the past years we've had running backs, but we've mainly only had like just one or two. Now we have 3 or 4 that other teams have to worry about, because I remember last year it was, we're going to key on number 5 and we're going to get him out of the game as fast as we can. But now you got to worry about Riley and Tristan and Cole, and you got to worry about all those guys. You can't ever count them out, because look what they did against L&M. And if other teams do, then they're in for a rude awakening, because those guys should never be counted out, because they're not better, but they're good and just as good as Caden. And I think adding Caden to that roster is just going to be a godsend, because we're going to have our number 1 running back, and we're just going to be able to run a lot and be able to do more across the board.
Yep.
We'll just dominate.
Obviously helps having our leading rusher over 1,200 yards last year. He's looking to get way over that this year.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
2,000.
I think he's aiming for 2,000 yards this year. But if he doesn't get there because other guys are taking those yards, there's no big deal with that either.
No, God,
It's
no.
not like we're gonna run the ball with Caden every play just to get his yards up.
Hopefully
Everyone's
not.
gonna touch the ball a lot every game, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then on the defensive side of that, we got our leading tackler back too. Hopefully he doesn't body slam anyone out of bounds this year.
I learned my lesson. I truly did.
But yeah, both sides of the ball will change a little bit, because we're gonna have him added in there. So there's gonna be players that are playing different positions to add him in there, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I will say one good thing about having you back and having all those running backs is that, like, last year I feel like everybody, when they keyed on you, like, you would get like a headache or like get hurt a little bit, get banged up.
Yeah.
I feel like now that we have more people for defense and offense, we can get you more breaks so that you're fresh and you're ready to go every time, you know what I mean?
Honestly, I'm extremely excited to be back. I mean, standing there on that fence just gave me this weird feeling. I mean, this terrible feeling that I just wanted to be out there celebrating with my boys. But no, I couldn't even stand on the track. Thanks, McCullough. But I'm extremely excited. And, of course, we have weapons all around the board. I mean, I'll go up the middle, but I want to see a little outside runs by Tristan. I want to see some heads being taken off by Riley. Like, I'm so excited to be back with the boys. Like, I honestly think this is our year. I truly do. I think this is our year.
Yeah.
We just got to keep working. We got to stay focused.
Oh, yeah. Go 1 week at a time.
Yes, sir.
Do our grind, and
Yes, sir.
we'll be there.
Like Kale said, the main thing last year was we would get 1 win, and then we would go into practice all up and at 'em, and
See, and I even remember doing all that.
yeah, I do too. And it just wasn't good, because you'd get a big head and you're just like, you got a big ego and you're like, we're better than everybody because we beat this team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but L&M is nothing special, and it sounds bad, but they're just like
They're a
they're
young
they're
team.
just not like
They're a young team. They're just
Yeah.
not on our level.
they're
right
just
now.
not.
They're not up
I'm
to
sorry.
par. They aren't.
It's just, it's like, it sounds bad, but it's just facts, and that's just how it is. And I mean, if we play a game like that every game, we're gonna be
We're sitting
unbeatable.
good. We're
gonna be
sitting good.
unbeatable.
Yeah, and another thing along with that is keeping our heads. I think the coaches can admit too that we just everyone around us. We walked into that Highland game last year, and everyone had full confidence we were just going to go and step right over them. And out the gate, we did not do that, and things went downhill very quickly.
Yeah.
for
That was
us.
bad. I thought I broke my hand that game, actually.
I did break my hand that game.
Oh, my
Um,
God. Actually, no, let's throw it back to last year.
Oh my God.
Because there's a lot of stuff we have not mentioned. Like all million injuries that Kale had.
There's
What?
only 2.
Poor Kale.
Only 2.
Poor Kale.
Every game
It was just
it
2
seemed-
that lasted like 3 or 4 years.
I must say, once he got that cast, he was a very confident tackler.
Yeah, once he got the cast and then...
I would be
I
scared
beat
to
it.
tackle
Boom.
by
Yeah.
Dude, having a cast on the field is just... You can just...
Boom!
That's
Just
so
straight
fun,
club.
So fun.
Club, baby.
So what, you went week 2, that's when you broke your hand, right? Or
Yeah.
your thumb, or...
Broke my thumb in week 2, and I had it through week 5 or 6, I believe.
And then...
And you tore your...
And then...
I got my cast off about 9 a.m. that morning, go play a game that Friday night, and right before halftime, going down on kickoff, get blindsided, and I heard a pop in my knee. Did not sound great, did not feel great. Found out I tore my ACL, and I was done for the year.
Hate it. I hate every bit of it. Actually, something we didn't mention about Kale. Kale is dual sporting right now, actually.
Oh my God, he's an animal.
Doing cross country and football.
Animal. Absolute unit.
Sometimes I regret doing it, but it's actually pretty fun. Very tiring. You got to put in a lot of work for both sports. You don't get a big break. It's hard to get recovery time. So it's kind of like you guys got to train as much as you can. When you have time, rest, get healthy.
Yeah, respect, because I would never do that.
No,
Yeah,
no,
neither.
Sorry,
never.
Mr. Riley, I don't.
Go run a few miles.
I run
every
100
morning.
meters, that's it.
Yeah.
Few? As in like 6?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna run 5 miles in the morning. He's like, oh, it's only a few miles. Like, dude, you're an
Dude,
absolute
that's crazy.
maniac.
Russell's like, yeah, 40 yards was enough for me.
Yeah, seriously, it was.
What pushed you to doing both?
So Riley actually came up to me this summer and was asking me if I would be willing to dual sport and do cross country and football. He said I wouldn't have to do a lot of practice, like wouldn't have to run as much as the other cross country kids, but I still have to run quite a bit. My main decision, it was my knee. I was debating on whether or not playing football this year actually, and I was like, I need to play. I need to play football. Like, I'm not terrible at it. I mean, I'm not fast like Caden
You don't need
or
to be
like big like
fast.
Riley, but I'm still there. I can make tackles and stuff, so I'm like, okay, I can contribute to this team.
Yeah.
And then the cross country team, they lost a few really big people, Freddie Vergara.
Well,
and
not
Isaac
really big,
Acosta.
but like big.
Big.
team.
Okay, they were fast in cross country. Let's put it that way. And they need someone that can run semi-fast. And in cross country, I'm actually somewhat fast. Football, not that fast.
So, going into this Friday, we're obviously, big win. Our confidence is up here. We know what we need to do to get there and to win that game. I think that's going to do us for the podcast here, boys.
Hold up. We also have a JV game on Monday.
Monday,
We
6
do have a-
6 o'clock
6 o'clock at L&M.
at L&M. JV.
Are
Be
we-
there, be square.
Are we going?
Boom.
Are we going?
Yeah, I'm down. We got practice
Well,
though.
this episode's probably going to come out a little bit after.
This will probably come out next Monday.
Kale's,
For
after
like 3 weeks.
Kale's little brother, Trevor, actually Snapchatted me, asked me to go, and he said he only throws dimes.
Oh.
He's taking Jeffrey's
Well,
spot probably by
I
then.
must say,
Well,
he
yeah,
also
I
throws
actually
corners
don't
too. But
Yeah, the funniest thing is, like, we don't throw the ball very much. He throws dimes and we don't throw the ball.
throws dimes in practice.
Actually, don't mean to brag or anything, but my passer rating is actually 278.1 right now. Because I'm 1 for 1 for
I was just
21
gonna
yards.
22, actually. I looked
22,
at the
okay.
stats.
20? These dudes are all about the stats. Jesus.
But before we go, we do want to thank our sponsors.
Oh, of course. Gotta thank the sponsors and all the donors. Like I said, all of this would not be possible without you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
It means a lot. So,
Thank you, Kale.
Oh yeah, thank you. Also, thank you guys for having me on.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
of course. Thanks for coming.
Anytime. No, I'm just kidding. The one-time thing.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is your
yeah.
only time.
it's
Maybe next
not
week.
as if he didn't pay me to bring him on here or anything.
This is your half hour. This is your half hour glory.
You have 25 more seconds, Kel. You got
Yeah, you
So
need
you got
to
anything you
leave.
want to
You need to
say?
leave.
Anything you want to say about maybe this coming season? Only about football because we don't care about cross country. So,
Sorry, Mr. Riley.
Sorry, Mr. Ray.
We like you.
What else do? You just run.
You run. And but keep your knees healthy. Don't cramp during the games.
Okay.
Drink water.
Calm
Hydrate.
down, buddy.
Okay.
That's
All right,
Russell, can you
Yep,
have the
your
score?
time's up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Lastly, we play at Highland. 7 o'clock is kickoff. Be there, be square. Don't know what the theme is, but
It's probably gonna be like all black or something.
dude, I don't know. They
I
have
don't know.
some.
They're gonna pick something
They have
stupid.
some. They have some lame themes,
They're gonna
but
pick something
be
stupid.
there. Catch me being back for my first game and catch these boys for their second game.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us.
Instead of grab stupid.